Hello and welcome back to Chicken Police Into the Hive. We made it into the distant light and somehow got an audience with the Spider Queen. But now it's time to talk to her in person. Hopefully it goes well.
Welcome to our humble abode, detectives.
Humble? I have a different definition of humble.
Mr. Featherland, we used to live in a huge castle outside the Hive. Compared to that, this hovel is an insult.
Well, an underpaid cop like me would kill for an insult like this.
Come on, Mr. McChicken, don't be so modest. You've got a quaint little apartment in Harlow Street with a lovely wife. You should be proud.
Oh, she is definitely flexing her information there.
Wait, what? But how do you know that?
Oh, no need to be frightened, gentlemen. But they call us the Great Web for a reason. We can feel even the smallest vibration of the city from our throne.
Now we can sleep peacefully.
It's the plain truth. And you, dear detectives, are in the truth business, are you not?
According to the book.
And to what do we owe the pleasure of your visit, gentle birds?
We're looking for an insect that died, then disappeared.
Yeah, since your great web knows everything, I'm sure you can help.
Ah, I see. Well, make yourselves comfortable. Look around. Snoop. I can sense your hearts beat a little fast. Calm down first, and then we can talk.
You can sense our... But...
We'll do just that. Thank you.
Alrighty. So we got Castor the cockroach, a rather crude cockroach goon working for the Great Web, and of course, Queen Zanada. Queen Zanada is the head of the famous and notorious Great Web crime syndicate and a living legend in her own right. Rumors abound that she knows everything about everyone in the city and that nothing escapes her watchful eyes. But one thing is for sure, despite the Hive's sad state, she is still a serious force in the city's power plays. She's the Black Widow. Okay, let's look around.
Perhaps a tad extravagant. Maybe after talking to Her Majesty, we'll be needing a couple of stiff shots.
Well, that would mean that we survived.
It's like they're looking at me. Ugh. They have too many eyes for my taste.
That's a lot of eyes, yep. That might be her family. So she might be from noble descent. Anything else that I'm missing here? Doesn't seem that way, so...
Ugh, she gives me chicken bumps. Her eyes, I can't look into them. Which could be a problem because she's got a lot of them and they're all staring at me.
Let's talk to her.
So, can we ask you a few questions?
First, you have to answer us. Why are you so interested in the fate of a mere insect? Did it hurt one of your kind?
Not at all, ma'am. We were hired by someone. A widow.
Oh. So you're altruistic crusaders?
Something like that.
Maybe we were just bored, ma'am.
I've heard you boys have been stirring up a lot of trouble over the last 2 decades. Perhaps this time, you've delved too deep into the hornet's nest.
You think so?
We're certain.
We'll see. If you don't mind, we'd like to ask you a few questions.
Be our guest. We have nothing to hide.
I'm sure.
Appreciate it.
Well, let's start with Douglas.
Tell me, do you remember a pianist called Douglas?
He's right above us, even as we speak. He's either drinking his tears or some hard booze.
Was he really your personal pianist?
Something like that. We loved him and the way he played, full of heart. But we couldn't tolerate his erratic behavior any longer.
Who was the guy he got into a fight with?
A fiancé of mine at the time. He's dead now. Douglas. That silly little thing. He was always madly in love with us. He put that in his songs. And that's why we loved him. But he was jealous.
Jealousy is a terrible demon.
It is, Detective. It is.
There's no hope of letting him back in?
You pity him, right? I can understand that. It happened to us, too. We let him back, but he can't play or stay sober.
If we could help you with those two things, would you take him back?
Perhaps. But why would you do that? What did he promise you?
Nothing in the world. We're just trying to be good birds, that's all.
Exactly.
So the tales are true after all.
Well, we're talking to a living legend too, so tales can be true.
It's a deal, then. If you can find a cure for his hand and his heart, we'll welcome his return.
Okay.
Thank you, Your Majesty.
So tell me about the Hive.
What can you tell us about the current state of the Hive?
Did you come here with paper bags on your heads? Have you not seen with your eyes?
We considered paper bags.
Well, we'd like to hear it in your words.
As you wish. Since the Segregation Act, our people are suffering more than ever. We are eating ourselves alive. You may think we're being figurative, but we couldn't be more literal. We're running out of flesh, of life, of soul. But before that happens, our patience will run out.
The Segregation Act wasn't good for business either, right?
Correct. We don't want to be seen as the selfless grande dame, or everyone's fairy godmother. No. We were running a thriving business.
You mean a thriving criminal business?
Call it what you like. It was blooming, but the blossom eventually withered. Now we are suffering like everyone else. The Hive is an oil barrel, detectives, and Clawville a crazy old fool with a match in his hand.
Certainly seems that way.
Is the barrel gonna explode?
And with it, the old fool.
Well, thanks for your honest opinion.
Not mere opinion. This is our future, gentlemen.
That's quite a throne you've got there.
Why, thank you. It was our late grandmother's 200 years ago.
Whoa, wait, then how old are you?
Do you think it's appropriate to ask such a question of a lady?
Don't be rude, Marty.
For cluck's sake, Marty.
Oh, yeah, sorry. But it is a really beautiful chair.
You're funny. We like you.
Thank the gods.
Hey, a new clue. Lost melodies. Now, can we...
Wait. What?
We show her... We shoot her? Probably not. So, okay, do we have to return... Oh.
Are you ready to go a little deeper?
Oh, you mean you're going to interrogate us?
Another interrogation.
That's one way of putting it. I prefer to call it a controlled conversation.
Interesting. You seem like a rough, crude fellow at first glance. But underneath those ruffled feathers, you have a rather sophisticated soul.
Let's hope that this goes better than the
Oh,
first one.
thank you, ma'am. Especially the ruffled feathers part.
Our pleasure. Well, shall we begin?
I'd be delighted.
Let's do it.
The Queen seems to like us, but that may be a simple disguise. In any case, a veteran criminal like her is probably harder to break than to open with the right honeyed words. Boost her ego. That can be a solid tactic. But either playing the good or the bad cop, nothing is impossible if you ask the right questions in the right tone.
Be forewarned, Detective. What you learn here may shake everything you've ever believed in.
You think I believe in anything? It seems your famous senses have failed you.
We'll see, Mr. Featherland. We'll see.
Okay. He's slight negative disposition. Okay, we gotta get here into the yellow, I think. Please tell us more about yourself, Your Majesty. How did you become who you are? Let's go with that, yeah. Like, it would be good to learn more about her.
Please tell us about yourself, Your Majesty. How did you become who you are?
You'd be surprised how little awareness there was in it. Things happened. Years flew by. And suddenly we found ourselves on this throne.
Lucky coincidences?
There are no coincidences, dear Inspector. We just did what we thought was right.
Right. We rarely hear that from the heads of criminal organizations, if I don't offend you.
What is right for someone, and in what situation, is subjective. We've lived our whole lives by a code of what we thought was right.
Isn't that convenient?
Sometimes it is. Sometimes the opposite.
Okay, that was good. Okay, we have like a light bulb. Let's get to the point. Bodies are disappearing from the cemetery. The clues have led us here. What do you think and why?
Let's get to the point. Bodies are disappearing from the cemetery, and the clues have led us here. What do you think? Why?
You're not playing games. We appreciate that. Yes, in a way, we understand that some clues could have led you here. But those can be misleading. We know nothing about the missing bodies.
You don't know about them, or you have nothing to do with them. Big difference.
There is a big difference. We've heard things. The Great Web is everywhere. And every little bit of information makes its threads twitch.
Okay. Cemetery caretaker named Joe was knocked down. He barely made it out alive. You know anything about that? Someone almost died, and the perpetrators seem to have come from here. How about that? Someone was hit with a bottle that had the name of this place on it. Is it a coincidence? I think she would appreciate kind of like a direct but not disrespectful, kind of approaching it like, no, like we're not messing around. I think she's too smart, has too good instincts for us to just butter her up. She would look through that. But also, I don't think she wants to be disrespected, so I'm not going too harsh.
Someone was hit with a bottle that had the name of this place on it. Is it a coincidence?
We don't believe in coincidences, Mr. Featherland. But that doesn't prove that the perpetrator was following our orders.
It's true. It could have been a simple bum or just an angry boozer. Am I right?
For example.
Still, something's bothering me.
What?
Why the mysterious phrasing? Why didn't you just say you didn't know anything about it? Plain and simple.
Because it wouldn't have been true, Mr. Featherland.
Okay. When we mentioned the name of the distant light to the injured Uncle Joe, he was scared to the death. Why? Let's say I believe you. Do you think the glass was not just a weapon, but also a message? Yeah. Let's go with that.
Let's say I believe you. Do you think the glass was not just a weapon, but also a message?
An interesting theory, and there may be some truth in it. As the place is well known and has been ours for decades, yes, we can see why you might think that.
So you agree that the clues lead logically here?
If it is a message, we did not send it. It would be foolish to leave a clue like that, unless it leads to a trap. Am I right?
Well, forgive the assumption, but for a spider queen sitting in the middle of the great web, setting a trap seems quite apt.
If so, you would be in big trouble.
We sure would.
And is that the case?
No, not yet. I like you. You're sharp and respectful, most of the time. At least, for a chicken.
Okay.
You're great at insulting and complimenting at the same time.
Thank you.
Oh, that was only a +5. Uh-oh. Suppose I believe that it wasn't you. Why didn't you take action against it? We've got a pile of missing bodies and a bloody trail leading here. What do you make of that?
We've got a pile of missing bodies and a bloody trail leading here. What do you make of that?
Well, we're not sure we'd believe us if we were you. But it's true. We had nothing to do with the bodies disappearing. And we don't know who did.
Come on. You run the largest criminal organization in the Hive. Anyone who does anything here, you know about it. You said the Great Web senses everything, didn't you?
Exactly.
Everybody knows about the bodies being dumped. It's a small, closed world, Mr. Featherland. Though we're ashamed to admit it, we don't know who could have done it. And sadly, we couldn't agree that we're the Hive's largest criminal organization.
Oh.
If you continue like this, I'll end up feeling sorry for you.
Are you sure you want to continue in this tone, Inspector? Not without a life insurance policy.
Don't worry about my health, Your Majesty.
Uh-oh. That was bad. Okay, if it wasn't you, then who was it? Who was the reason and the power to... Who has the reason and the power to do such a thing?
Okay, if it wasn't you, then who was it? Who has the reason and the power to do such a thing?
The Golden Fang clan is well entrenched in the Hive. Thanks in part to them, much of our business is no longer, how shall we say, profitable.
The clan, huh? I heard they've been pretty quiet lately.
The fact that a criminal organization doesn't openly blow things up doesn't mean they're not very present, as you well know, Mr. Featherland. And for all we know, you and your partner are very much responsible for the existence of the clan in the first place.
Really? Please, enlighten me.
If the Wessler Empire hadn't fallen, the smaller clans that then waged war for power would never have been born. Am I right?
The Wessler Empire, huh? That was an old case, Your Majesty. If we hadn't stopped that threat, we might have been in even bigger trouble.
Oh, you really think so? That it could be worse than this? The whole city was ravaged by gangs feuding over the remnants of the Wessler Empire. These gang wars have consumed all the attention of the Crown and the police, leaving nothing left for the Hive. One angry insect, fed fed up, committed an assassination attempt that eventually led to the Segregation Act. See? After all, it all started when the so-called Chicken Police put the head of the Wessler Empire on ice over some petty, little, private matter.
You know, that's kind of a loose and far-fetched hypothesis.
Oh, we haven't covered everything, but you know that in the big picture, we're perfectly right.
Yeah.
I'm beginning to feel like you're interrogating me and not the other way around.
Oh, please don't. We didn't mean to frighten you.
Then may I continue?
We are at your service.
So, it's the Golden Fang clan that's got you and your people in a tight spot. Am I right?
We're not saying they're responsible for the disappearances. But if it wasn't us, they seem the most likely choice.
I have to agree. Are you willing to talk about them?
To a certain extent, yes. As long as it doesn't harm our interests.
Okay, then let's continue the conversation in this vein.
Okay, we're kind of neutral. Why would the clan need a fresh corpse? What can they do with us? Let's blame someone else, right? And what would the clan do with the dead bodies? What is the clan doing here, and why the Hive? Yeah, why are they here in the first place?
What is the clan doing here? And why the Hive?
After the Segregation Act and the construction of the walls, this place was left alone. There is no law here, no order. What better place for a criminal organization?
Aren't they afraid of the wrath of the Great Web?
They had nothing to fear. We spent all our energy on our people and on survival. We had no resources left to fight them.
No police, no enemies, just a bunch of miserable, desperate insects.
As you say, Mr. Featherland, Mick and his vermin couldn't have found a better place to settle. And the city couldn't be happier.
The city? What do you mean?
One of the most powerful gangs of Clawville is now in the Hive, beyond the sight of everyone there. The insects are suffering, and the city just sits back and allows it to happen.
So pretty much out of sight, out of mind for the city.
These are extremely wild assumptions.
Are they really? Or dare you not admit to yourself what you suspected all along?
Yeah.
Please don't analyze me.
Trust your own instincts, Mr. Featherland. In the eyes of the city, the clan and the Hive are just two rabid dogs in a hole, tearing each other apart.
I have to think about that.
Take your time, Detective.
Oh, that didn't give us anything. But do I get the feeling you're getting wealthy of the greasy bits too? You really do see everything. What do you think the clan is playing for, and where do they get their resources?
You really do see everything. What do you think the clan is playing for? And where do they get their resources?
For the clan, hiding in the Hive was a great idea. But they cut themselves off from the rest of the city with it. So they must have connections or help from beyond the walls.
Another gang? Maybe they've teamed up with someone. The Black Scales. The Furies, maybe.
I don't think so, Mr. Featherland. All the criminal organizations in Clawville are different. But they all have one thing in common. They all want absolute power. That's why they don't really ally themselves with others.
What are you implying? Who can support them from beyond the walls?
city itself.
Whose interest do you think it would be to aid and abet the clan and get them here? Whose interest is it for the hive to slowly bleed itself dry? For someone who has a problem with the very existence of it.
You mean...
Yes, exactly, Mr. Featherland.
The city itself.
Sweet, furry, feathered heavens. You claim that the clan is funded by the crown?
Yep.
We're not saying it is, but the city government is currently benefiting from the fact that the hive is getting on with its little infighting, instead of causing trouble on the big scale. You know, peace negotiations are coming.
What does that have to do with the disappearance of a few bodies of ordinary citizens? Even if it's like you say, isn't that just more fuel for the fire?
It might be. Perhaps it's for a different purpose, Mr. Featherland. That detective, that private eye, who was working on this.
Frank, yeah.
Private Eye?
Frank Castellini. Or, as many called him, half-armed Frank, which we always thought was funny, because he was only one arm short of 4.
Shit. Frank.
The fool was obsessed with pursuing Mick and the clan. He discovered something significant. Maybe he found out exactly where they were hiding. In any case, it certainly pissed off the monkey. Because Mick's got a big bounty on poor Frank's head.
That's bad. That's really bad. Well, thank you for telling me this.
We're surprised to say it ourselves, but we're glad we could help.
Okay, we
You see? That's what I'm talking
we
about.
barely made it. One star. It's not easy to soften up or break a real queen, but this time the good cop routine won the day. Disappearance of the bodies is most likely the work of the Golden Fang clan, and Frank may be in more trouble than we thought. No, we're gonna just roll with the punches. We passed. Passing grade, that's all we want.
So Frank Castellini, right? We know him. In fact, I'd say we're friends.
It's always hard to kind of predict what like the tone of the line of questioning really will be. So it's kind of tough.
We thought cops didn't like private eyes.
Frank's helped us out with a lot in the past. And in return, we'd turn a blind eye when he snooped where he shouldn't have.
There was a time when cooperation between animals and insects was commonplace.
I was just a chick then, Your Majesty. But my partner lived in the Hive's neighborhood for quite some time.
Oh, really?
It used to be a great neighborhood, man.
If this was meant to make us sympathize with you and your cause, you've succeeded. You see, we're old and sentimental, but we're something else, too.
Beautiful.
Mark.
Thank you. But that's not what we meant. We're practical, which means if you really want our help, you'll have to do something for us in return.
Seems like a fair offer. We're listening.
Frank was never a friend, nor an enemy. He's the kind of man who doesn't belong to either side. Always walking in the shades between them. But not so long ago, we had a quarrel. And he's taken something from us that's very dear to our hearts.
You want us to bring back this something?
Bring it back? No, we don't want it back. You won't be able to do that. Just tell us where it is. We'll take care of the rest.
You're being deliberately vague, am I right?
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it's best if you know exactly what you need to know. If you get the information we want, you can guarantee the Great Web will be on your side when you clash with the Golden Fang clan.
Okay.
When, not if.
We have no doubt that if you follow the trail your friend Frank has set out on, it will eventually lead you to the clan's trap.
Okay, you got a deal. We'll meet again soon.
I look forward to it, detectives. But I'd hurry if I were you. Your friend Frank could be in serious trouble.
Furry hell. Frank. What has he got himself into?
Exactly what we're about to get ourselves into, partner. If you're ready.
What do you mean, ready? I'm always ready. In fact, I was born ready.
I don't mean that. I just mean, what's going on with you and Laura? There's enough shit going on. I don't want to stir up any more.
Cluck that. It's what you do best, Boss Bird. And let's keep it that way, okay? You drive, I follow, we get shot at, we survive, but just barely, and most importantly, we don't talk about personal shit. Deal?
You know, buddy, that's the best deal I ever heard.
Now you're talking.
All right. Oh, we have like a whole bunch of people here.
Who do my eyes see?
The one and only Philmar Lowe, private Hawkeye and professional boozer. What's this old featherhead doing here?
I think we met him in the first game as well.
Looks like we're not the only lost fowl in the hive.
Not counting that weirdo pianist, of course.
Did we say hi?
Sure we do. I need to know what he's up to. He might even be in similar shoes to ours.
You think so? That would be almost like a crossover episode.
Yeah.
A what?
Yeah, never mind. I haven't seen him since the Wessler case. How long has it been?
Almost 3 years.
Exactly. What's happened with him?
From what I see, he's doing pretty well. Apart from his taste. That hat. Ugh. And the scarf.
And I don't think he drinks less than before.
Not a chance. Sometimes I wonder, someone who's as good a sleuth as he is, when he's drunk, what's he like if he's sober?
We'll never know.
Yeah, probably not.
It might be a crossover episode. Sometimes Marty does remind me of Mr. Peanut Butter from BoJack Horseman.
Oh no, I think I'm hallucinating.
You're not hallucinating, Phil. We're standing here in front of you, in all our feathered glory.
That's my clucking luck. Even in the hive, I can't get away from you two.
We're your living conscience, pal.
And what does my conscience tell me?
To stop drinking?
The pot calling the kettle black?
Fair enough.
Shut up, Marty. Not today.
I'll zip it.
So, are you on a little investigation?
What else would I be doing in the hive? Do I look like I belong here?
No. Actually, almost hurts to say it out loud, but you look pretty good.
Thanks, sweetheart. By the way, if you're so interested, there's a gang of dung beetles who broke into the local sewage treatment plant and stole some high-quality manure.
Oh wow, that's quite the heist.
Is there such a thing as high-quality manure?
Son, if you only knew. Here, manure is sometimes worth as much as gold.
You know what? We don't need the details.
But I do.
And you? What are you doing here? Are you being teased by some hot she-cat?
Never again, Phil. Never again.
I can understand that. Well, make yourselves at home, if you can. They don't like our kind around here.
We noticed.
You don't say.
I'm surprised you still have feathers.
Yeah, it's a small miracle. Listen, Philmar, for someone who looks like shit.
How do I look so damn good?
Funny, but, something like that.
If you must know, I have a very rich and powerful benefactor. I get most of my cases from him.
So you're a paid private detective now. Or more like domestic detective?
Laugh if you want, but you'll never make as much dough as I do. And my caseload isn't that demanding.
Yeah, I can see that.
Just be careful, boys. I might come after you again.
Like those little finger guns.
What do you mean again?
Oops, I talk too much. Leave me alone to drink and get lost.
Well, it's good to see you too, Phil.
Okay.
Are you here for an audience with the Queen?
I've already met her, but I got the impression she's not too keen on Clavillian private eyes sniffing around.
Oh, she likes us.
Yet she tolerates your presence.
It's that indelible charm of mine, Sonny. But how could you possibly know that?
Yeah, my kind of charm doesn't belong here.
Now get out of here, cluckers. I'm trying to work.
Looks like real hard work, Phil.
Martin.
I know, shut up. I'm used to it.
Let's see what kind of questions we have from.
Listen, Phil. You know Frank Castellini?
Of course I know him. Everybody knows him around here. Why?
Well, I think he overreached himself a little and got into a tussle with the Golden Fang clan.
Well, rest in pieces, Frank. You were a great insect. Let's drink to that.
Don't be silly, Phil. He's still alive. At least we hope he is. But maybe not for long. Heard anything from him?
I heard he had a case involving the closing of the textile factory, but that's all I know.
Yeah, we heard about that too. Strange. But thanks anyway.
I hope you find him still alive. He's a good guy.
What about the Hive?
How come you're drinking so casually in the middle of the Hive? We almost got hanged on the first lamppost when we got here.
Me too. But my client has pretty good connections here, so I've had a sort of license to fly.
Speaking of licenses, do you even have one? I mean, real, proper permission to enter the Hive.
What? No, of course not. What do you take me for, an idiot?
Well, he's got a point.
I hope you didn't have too much of a struggle getting one.
Shut up, both of you.
What about that scarf of yours?
Sorry, Phil, but what's that thing on your neck?
This? It's called a scarf. In high society, it's worn wrapped around the neck or just thrown over the shoulder. It's great for keeping the neck warm, but it's also used as a fashion accessory.
I know what a scarf is, jackass. What's it doing on you? That's way too, delicate for you.
Huh. It was given to me by someone very important to me. Let that be enough.
Ah, so there's a girl involved.
I never said that.
Well, what then?
Will you get the cluck out of here already?
Okay, don't be so jumpy.
I think it's a nice scarf. Really?
Fuck off.
He's very touchy about his scarf.
Zip has lost something very dear to him. Have you heard anything about it?
Actually, it's a pretty rough story. Mick Goldfang ripped it off with his own hand.
That's what Zip was referring to, though he wouldn't go into details.
I don't blame him.
Any idea where we can find it?
You guys really want to get that thing back?
The old trash panda got us out of a lot of trouble over the years, and we did the same for him. Kind of a habit between us.
All I know is that Mick doesn't always keep it on him. But he does have a secret headquarters somewhere in the Hive. So there's a good chance that's where the stray body part's gonna be.
Thanks, Phil. That sounds like an exceptionally useful tip.
Well, I'm glad I could help. Now, you might as well cluck off.
Good evening to you, too.
One more thing, Sonny. What I said, you didn't hear it from me.
Stop treating us like day-old chicks, Phil. We never even met you.
That's the spirit. Good bird.
Okay, that's a bit of a clue for Zip's tail. Puma says Mick has headquarters in the heart of the Hive, which we already suspect that the tail must be somewhere there too, yeah. Let's speak with Frank. Puma has some kind of weird patron. Let's see. Philmalo, Peregrine Falcon. Philmalo is an old rival and perhaps I should say a friend. We started our careers at about the same time, and while I chose to join the police force, he took the precarious path of the private eye. We have clashed many times over our jobs, and we have pulled each other out of messes many times. His heart is in the right place, but unfortunately, he drinks a bit too much. So he's a rather unreliable guy. Let's see. We've got Brutus.
Another tough kid who shouldn't be clucked with.
Hey, buddy. Change of outfit?
Huh? What the fuck are you clucking about?
Honestly, I don't mind you not having that ugly rifle.
What's the chick talking about?
Marty, he's not...
I think the suit's a bit much. Somehow, it's not for your kind.
What do you mean, not for my kind?
Marty, I think they're brothers.
Oh, so he and the guy upstairs are twins?
Well done, Marty. You deserve a cookie.
Sorry, good sir. We didn't mean to offend.
Will you get the cluck out of here?
On our way.
That worked well. Let's talk some more.
So you are two brothers, right?
Huh? What? Nah,
Well, then,
we are not two brothers. There are 72 of us.
That's quite a family.
your mom must have been a real angel.
What?
And tell me, big boy, do you all work in this line of work?
What line of work?
Well, how can I say this?
He means, are you all criminals?
Do you really want to get beaten up that badly? What the hell are you, suicide chickens?
Funny, your brother asked the same
Yeah.
thing.
Just get the clock out of here.
Pleasure talking to you.
Anything else?
Huh? Anything else?
Oh, no, nothing. We're going.
Okay. Let's see if there's anything else with the queen.
You know, it's ironic that you're here snooping around, investigating the clan.
Because...
A few years ago, when you brought down the Wessler Empire, everything that has happened is on you.
Sorry, but I don't quite get it.
We think you do, Mr. Featherland. You're not as bird-brained as you make out. Your heartbeat gives you away.
Look, Your Majesty, I have nothing to be ashamed of. We did what we had to do.
If the Wessler Empire hadn't collapsed, all those new gangs wouldn't have risen from the ashes. Gangs like the Clan, clamoring for power to this day, forcing the city back into the Dark Ages.
Wessler was a lunatic who needed to be stopped. That's the story. Mick is another psycho who's gonna be caught. Simple as that.
Is it really that simple?
Always is.
We can't decide if you're just saying that, or if you really believe what you say, which is quite rare.
I'm happy to be the exception that proves the rule, Your Majesty.
Anything else?
I've got what I wanted. For now.
Okay. I think that means it is time to leave this place, I think. I don't think there's anything else. Okay, that's got Brutus, Castor's brother, Queen Zaneta's personal bodyguard, and a real bonehead. Questions to ask, places to be.
Oh, you again. You're still alive. That's good to see. Did you find out what you wanted?
As a matter of fact, we did. It's a surprise to us too, but maybe more than we wanted.
That's really good to hear. But still, you know, a lot of the truth that comes out of the Hive is unlikely to be true anywhere else.
I don't get that.
I think I do. Different laws, different rules, different truths.
As the top detective says.
Thanks, Bart. We'll keep that in mind.
Let's see what else we have. Oh yeah, let's ask about the doorman.
What about that nice little cockroach at the door?
One of the Queen's guards. Quite intransigent fella.
When I open the place, he's usually there. When I close, he's still there. It's like he never eats or sleeps.
Could he be a robot?
Oh, what now?
I read it in Tomorrow's World Science Fiction magazine. You know, a machine being that lives forever.
Please stop filling your already tiny brain with so much chicken shit, Marty.
You're not my mom.
Lucky me.
Right. Thank you. Oh, we got something for Caster.
What? Need something?
No, we're good for now, thanks. We met your brother.
Which one? There's a few.
Just as cute as you are, only he's got a stick instead of a gun.
Oh, yeah. Brutus. The brains of the family.
Really? Wow, I never guessed that.
What's that supposed to mean, huh?
Nothing at all.
Yeah. I'm watching you, chicken shits.
All right. Let's talk to Douglas.
Hey, old bird. We spoke to the Queen.
Ah, good for you.
She'll welcome you back if you stop drinking and heal your hand somehow.
Well, it's easy for you to say. Nice outlook, but it would take a miracle doctor to do that. Someone who knows bones and medicine almost like some ancient shaman or something.
What's about
Someone
Booba?
who's not even afraid of the other side. The occult, even. Someone who...
Who?
Who?
I think we're on the same page here, Boss Bird.
Yeah. Boobo.
Who?
Exactly. You'll find out soon enough, pal. Just hang on tight. We'll be back.
So be it, Boss Bird.
Hey, only this meat wagon can call me that, okay?
Okay, whatever.
Yeah. Ubo it is. Okay, these two are still canoodling. Now, we can go to Frank's place, which obviously we have to. Normal police, Sips Cafe. Frank's place it is.
Look, I have a bad feeling about this.
Yeah, me too.
What now?
We're going in. We're gonna find Frank alive and well.
Great plan. Can I bring Bertha? What? I swear I won't shoot you with it. Again.
Oh, thanks, partner. That's real nice of you.
At least not on purpose.
What?
What? Nothing.
Oh, there's a lot of goop out there.
Are you ready?
No, but who cares, right?
Right. Let's go.
Let's go. Let's cluck and go.
Just when you thought you were prepared for everything. Well, we weren't. It was dark. Then, as our eyes slowly adjusted to the lack of light, we saw him. Ah, damn it, Frank. What have you done to yourself? What have you got yourself into? And then I thought, if I don't get off this case, is that how I'm gonna end up too?
So I think that probably does confirm that he was the one that we saw in the cutscene getting shot, and he probably dragged himself back to his apartment with his last breath. But I think this is a good time for a little cliffhanger once more. So next time we see what happened to Frank, check out his office/apartment, and continue our case. This was very interesting, interrogating the Spider Queen. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give the video a like. Maybe consider subscribing to the channel. Share the video with friends, family, and the people on the internet. That all helps me out a whole bunch and will bring you more content in the future. I will be back with more Chicken Police Into the Hive very soon. Until then, have a great time.